Welcome back everyone. I have another top 5 video for you. Fragrances, as you can tell from the title. My last one, it was more of a general top 5, like my top 5. But this one is a season top 5. So you're going to have spring and summer into one. We're well into spring right now and summer's around the corner. So I thought, why not do one? And I got some new fragrances that I really like. So I wanted to include them in this video. Some of these you probably know, some of them you don't. So it is a good mixture of both. And I would recommend all 5 of these for you to try out and possibly buy if you like them. So let's start off from number 5 and work our way down to number 1. For number 5, we have a pretty new house. And as I said, they are new, about 1.5 years old. You've probably heard of them if you've been watching other review videos, and they're called Zoologists. Here's a sample I have of the fragrance. That's on my number 5. And this specific one is called Hummingbird. In my opinion, this is a safe fragrance from their house because they are a pretty unique house that has weird smells, but really good smells at the same time. So they have one called Bat, which is one of my favorites. I didn't include it in this because I wouldn't really wear it outside that much in the spring. It's not really a people type fragrance. Hummingbird has like a floral type note which works perfectly for the spring. It's like spring flowers coming up. It has a honey note. Let me just read them off right here. Okay, so from the top notes you have apple, cherry, citrus, plum, rose, violet. Hard notes, honey, as I said. You have then some other notes. Tulip. Tulip is really pronounced in this. Tulip, rose, and honey. So it works really well. Now, you may say that it is a feminine type scent. Try it out. You'll probably like it as like an everyday type of spring fragrance and summer as well. So that's why it's my number 5, Zoologist Hummingbird. Number 4, we're going to a completely different house. And they are new as well, relatively new, and they are a small house. And they have a broad selection. And I like every single scent from their house. 2 are in this video, and these are my top 2 for the spring and summer months, obviously. And number 4, we have Every Storm a Serenade by Imaginary Authors. Every Storm a Serenade just screams spring and summer, ocean, beach, plants in the beach. It has a really sophisticated spring and summer scent, if I could describe it that way. It has pretty expensive notes in there, such as ambergris. But then on top of that, they have eucalyptus, general oceanic, aquatic type vibes, and they have a bit of woody type scents. So yeah, it's basically what its name says, Every Storm Serenade, and it is really fresh, really good for the spring and summer months. So I recommend trying a sample. If you like it, get a bottle. It's a really good scent. Going on to number 3. Now number 3 may be surprising for some of you, but for most of you probably not. Because you're probably going to say, oh, it's a cheap fragrance. How can it be so good? Why is it on your number 3? Maybe you're hyping it up too much, but definitely I'm not hyping it up. It is a really good summer and spring scent. Fresh, affordable, like you can get it for $20, easily a 100ml bottle. Every girl likes it. The ones that I've spoken to and the reviews from other people. So I'm going to say the name right now. Probably most of you already know what it is, and it is Nautical Voyage. Nautical Voyage is my go-to spring and summer scent. You can tell I haven't used that much because it hasn't been really spring and summer so far in Canada where I live. Even though the winter was mild, now it's gotten kind of cold in the spring, you know, it's kind of weird. You have apples off the top, a fresh aquatic vibe. It reminds you of being like on a boat in the Mediterranean. It has kind of like a salty vibe as well, but apples on top of there, which everyone probably loves. It's a really good scent. Definitely check out Nautical Voyage. It's a really good scent. As I said, Imaginary Authors was 2 times in this list. Now is it number 1 or is it number 2? If you read the description, you probably already know it is number 2. And we have The Soft Lawn by Imaginary Authors. This fragrance, I would put it at number 1 right away for spring and summer, or even in general, I would put it at number 1, but I have a one that kind of beats it a little bit. The only reason it beats it is because I have not tested this out with other people around me. That's the only reason the other one beats it. The other one gets more compliments. And again, soft lawn by imaginary authors. The imaginary note in this is tennis balls, fresh tennis balls. And it is really, really, really nicely blended in there. You also have a woodsy note, floral type sweet note, but also woodsy and like a tennis green vibe. Like a sweet lawn, basically. You're probably really gonna like this because if you play tennis, you might like the smell of tennis courts, of fresh tennis balls, and maybe if you play in a tropical area, this is going to remind you of that. So again, spring and summer, the soft lawn, number 2, possibly number 1. Really nice scent. Check it out. I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, so I apologize in advance to those niche fanboys that want the authentic smell. I appreciate that. I know that authentic is better, but there is a point where some people do not want to pay $1/3 of $1,000 just to get an authentic smell when there is a really, really nice alternative out there for that smell and about the 10th of the price. And let's get right into what it is. And it is Club de Nuit Intense Man by Armoth. Big black bottle right here is, in my opinion, number 1 for spring and summer, and you could also wear it in the fall and winter because it strongly resembles Creed Aventus. Now, some people say that it does not resemble it. I disagree because it basically has all the same notes except for the pineapple, but the pineapple kind of comes in there, like the sweetness kind of comes in there because the notes are blended in such a way that it is pretty much the same. As a warning off the top, it's not exactly the same as Aventus, but give it like 10 to 15 minutes, it will strongly resemble it as it dries down. Again, one of my favorite smells, scents, fragrances. It has a strong smoky scent and a woodsy smell. I think that comes from the birch. You can really smell the lemons, the citrus, smoke, and a little bit of rose. So basically Aventus at 1/10 of the price. So yeah, it is my number 1 out of all of these because of the price and because of the compliments and because of the overall smell. Club de Nuit Intense Man. You're probably going to find it on eBay. You're not going to find it on any shop. Everything is in the description below. Number 1 definitely deserves a spot, in my opinion. That is all, guys, for my top 5. Hope you liked it. I hope you agreed with me in some way or another. I'll see you in the next video.